Welcome back to Marvel Media Podcast, where we talk about all things media, especially Marvel. I'm Blake, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Alex and Josh.
And welcome to episode 18 of Marvel Talk. Today we'll be breaking down and just looking over the San Diego Comic-Con reveals that Kevin Feige dropped on us. He dropped the entire Phase 5 and then 3 projects from Phase 6.
Big load he gave us.
I thought Alex said Sandy Hook, and I kind of lost it there.
Yo.
Controversy sells. So
Oh man, yo guys, Phase 5, AntMan and the Wasp. That's in February.
To recap, that Feige announced that Phase 4 will end with She-Hulk obviously coming in August 27th, I believe, is the first episode. And then Wakanda Forever in November 11th, I believe, will end Phase 4. So Phase 5 should begin with Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out around February, which obviously it's Ant-Man the Wasp and Quantumania, which should have a big deal of Kang, hopefully setting him up to be the big, bad for this phase. So what are your guys' just kind of quick thoughts on that movie?
It's wild that Ant-Man's getting a trilogy before DC could even get a second movie for Superman. So hey, shout out Marvel, dedicated to Ant-Man. But I don't know. I think it's gonna, Blake and I have talked about it, where like Ant-Man has to be successful. Like it has to be good. There's a lot of pressure. I think some of the pressure's been kind of let off since Comic-Cons happened, and like obviously everyone's getting hyped again about the future of Marvel, but we were kind of that same way with Phase 4, and we're all very critical of Phase 4. But I think there's a lot of pressure on Ant-Man, and I'm really hoping they pull it off, which so far, the first 2 Ant-Mans are pretty solid, but this is kind of now where it's like the first time Ant-Man's really introducing a big bad that's going to affect all the other movies. Well, I feel like the other Ant-Mans really didn't have that.
Yeah, they were very much their own
second
thing.
Ant-Man, you can say.
Both of those were very much their own thing, setting up
I don't know. I'm hoping
Ant-Man
it's good.
as a character, and then Wasp, obviously, in the sequel. But I guess what they wanted to do with the third one, which is what they've done with every third movie, is that they've gone like bigger, and they kind of did like a tonal shift. I guess that's what one thing that Kevin Feige wanted with this movie was, obviously Ant-Man is at least the first 2 were very much like a comedy. It was like the comedy definitely was like the forefront. But I guess this one, it's going to be like a big tonal shift with, Kang being the main bad guy in this one. So it's going to be fun. It looks like if they can pull it off, this could be a really huge movie, especially with like the implications that it could have on the entire Phase 5 and then onward. So for sure.
Right. That's what they said, that he is going to, obviously Kang is going to have an impact in this movie. And Kevin Feige's talked about how people have said how they don't, feel like there's a direction in Marvel. And he's like, no, we have a direction. We've slowly been tipping, hints about what's happening. But it seems like Ant-Man is really going to kind of show how Kang is such a big threat and why he's actually going to be a huge part. So I'm excited for that. After that, we have Secret Wars, spring of 2023. I don't know. I feel like a lot of these TV shows, I don't have too much to say about it. From what I've seen, they said this is a different feel, as it's going to be a more serious, like, tonal shift. And other than that, the cast is going to be interesting. Obviously, we have Nick Fury coming back. We don't even know which Nick Fury, though. It could be, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, the real one, or it could be Samuel Jackson acting as Nick Fury, even though he's really a Skrull, as Skrulls are going to have a huge impact in the show. But it seems like Rhodey, Nick Fury, Maria Hill will have a big impact in this show, but they've said it's definitely more of that Winter Soldier kind of feel of like a spy, serious, you don't really know who to trust. That's about as much as I know.
I definitely need something more serious after Thor, so I will appreciate that aspect. Also, plus, like, Secret Wars has kind of been a thing that they were first really building on in comparison to, like, these previous... in in comparison to like the Kang and everything else. Like this got started in Spider-Man 2, so it's like be kind of nice to see what they were actually trying to build upon, as well as with Captain Marvel and all that. Plus, we haven't seen Nick Fury in a hot minute,
right?
Like at all. So it just Samuel L. Jackson ain't gonna get any younger. So I'd like to get as much of him as we can, because obviously Nick Fury is a badass character, but plus, it's Samuel L. Jackson.
And Samuel seems to enjoy it. He seems to like the Marvel role. Like he loves being in them.
Oh yeah.
So while we can get him, we might as well get him in. And then after that, in May, we have Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which obviously is, from what people have said about the trailer that they showed at Comic-Con, this is going to be a more serious, or more than likely we're going to lose some of the characters. We saw the cast and James Gunn on stage, how they all got emotional afterwards. I think it's very clear that Rocket is more than likely not making it out of this movie, and I would assume Drax also doesn't make it out, and there's a good chance Groot actually dies, but who knows. But it seems like, as amazing as that's going to be cool to get a trilogy for the Guardians, because James Gunn's done phenomenal. But it's definitely a little, upsetting that we're going to lose some of those characters, because obviously we love the Guardians, and this is probably the end of the Guardians, which is good because, they're not going to run them into the ground, but it is just, sad from a point of they're one of our favorite groups.
I mean, they were also the first movie that's like, whoa, Marvel's actually really bringing out different kind of characters than just like the main three practically. So I think Guardians is definitely the one film that they announced that I have zero worries about. I know I am going to enjoy it. I have zero concerns about it being too funny or being too serious in anything. I just know they're going to do great. Which, speaking about James Gunn, did you see that he's talking about trying to do a rated R third Scooby-Doo live action movie?
No.
And try to get he tweeted it. He was talking about it. He's saying that he would love that idea of doing getting the original cast back together to just do a third movie and have it being a rated R movie. And he thinks that the cast would like it.
For what?
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty fucking
That's
funny.
wild.
I
would
love that
definitely
guy,
see
dude.
it, though. I would definitely see that.
Oh, are you kidding me? I think that movie would sell a lot. Especially just any kids our age. Anybody would just go see it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially we got Winnie the Pooh coming out soon as a horror movie. So, why not? Let's get Scooby-Doo and the gang in rated R. Alex, what are your thoughts on Guardians 3?
Same thing. I feel like that's one of the movies where I'm not really worried about. We should be fine. I mean, James Gunn got to come back, do his script, kind of finish what he started, pretty much. He started it with Guardians 1, and now he's going to end it with Guardians 3. From what I've heard, the footage that was shown there was kind of emotional, So it's going to be weird seeing them in a different way, slightly different way. I mean, I imagine they're still going to keep the same formula. They're going to have their moments. I mean, they can't just shift it completely from 1 and 2, but I feel like this one's going to probably be emotional, especially since he already said it's going to be the last one, at least with him directing this group of Guardians. So who knows who will come out after this? Maybe none of them do. Maybe only one of them does. Who knows? But definitely looking forward to it. It comes out in May of next year. So
yeah, so long, bro.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Ant-Man's going to be so good that I'm excited for that. Wakanda, I think, is obviously going to be good. We'll talk about that trailer probably later. But next are back-to-back shows, which, shows for the most part have been kind of meh, so who really cares? But we have Echo and Loki Season 2, both supposed to be coming out in the summer of 2023. I'll be honest, my quick thoughts on both. Echo, really will only watch for the Daredevil, potential Kingpin cameos, and Loki Season 2. When it's all out, I'll watch it. But other than that, I mean, the shows have just been meh for the most part, so I don't really have too much to say on them.
I mean, I love Loki, so I'm excited personally for Loki too, especially after what's going on. We'll find out in Ant-Man when it comes to Kang. But Echo, I do not care, like, at all. I do not know why this is even a show. Definitely just seems kind of like a cash grab almost, of just like trying to spew out content, but I really just don't care.
Right.
To be honest.
I agree for the most part. I mean, I don't know why they gave it to her, but they could make something of it. Of course, like Blake said, we could get Daredevil in there and then Kingpin as well. So I'll still watch them both. I don't know if I'll watch it like day one, but I'll eventually watch them. So we'll see how those two shows go, because those are summer 2023. Okay, so yeah, wow, we get 2 shows in between two movies. Yeah,
because the next one,
a lot of content right there too.
I mean, yeah, because that's what probably going to be close
Guardians
to
and Echo, then
3
Loki.
months. That's probably close to 3 months that those 2 shows will be running close to back to back. And then after that, in November, we get, honestly, I think this might be one of my most anticipated and excited for things that they announced, but we have Blade coming November 2023. I definitely thought they were going to make this a show, and I saw it was a movie. I'm hyped for that. I'm hoping it's at least a PG-13, like a good PG-13, like Multiverse of Madness was, and they show some stuff, if not R, which I'm sure they won't do R, but I'm hyped for Blade.
I think they could get away with Blade being R. I think the younger audience doesn't really know Blade. I mean, even for myself, I didn't even see like the original Blade, so I don't even know too much about the character. Like, I'll just admit. But I thought it was bold for them to announce it and also to be making a movie for it instead of a show. So, like you, that's one I'm excited for, to give it a chance.
Yeah, especially with the rumors that they might get Anthony Starr to be Dracula in that movie as the villain.
Yeah, facts.
So it's like, if he's the villain,
if that's true, and
plus I love Dracula, bro.
They go like a dark room where, yeah. I'm a sucker.
I'll be honest. I'm a sucker for vampire films, bro. I even watched the Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer movie, dude. All right, so I'm in.
Review of that movie
Star being
soon.
in it. Yes.
Oh my god! And then we got two more projects to close out 2023, right? We got Ironheart in the fall, and Agatha, Coven of Chaos, used to be House of Harkness, in winter of 2023. So we literally go 2 shows, Blade, then 2 more shows, and that's it. It's just a little weird, but I don't know.
I don't know. Ironheart, I know that at least the comic fans absolutely hate Ironheart. And so it's kind of wild that they're pushing out to be a show. So right off the bat, just to know that the comic series didn't do good at all. It wasn't well perceived at all. So that's pretty concerning. And then for Disney to push it out even makes me more concerned about it. Because it's like, why are you doing that then? I don't know. Plus it's another show. And then Agatha is like, I don't know. I liked Agatha, but I don't know what her show could possibly be.
A whole show about her.
The point. That's a lot.
Kind of the same thing with Echo. Like, they were both, side characters or like the villains of the show, and they got their own show. I'm confused as to why, that warranted a show for each of them. But I mean,
at least for like Echo, it's kind of like, okay, they're probably going to build up just Daredevil's universe basically, right? But with Agatha, it's kind of like, is this going to be is it a prequel, or is it like actually a sequel where you're going to find out what's happened to her? Even then, it's like, what's the point of her,
Right, even if it's a prequel,
could be good.
I don't care.
Yeah, if it's a prequel, I could care less. It's kind of just a content spew, and I'm tired of that. I'm fatigued from all the content that they're producing. But yeah,
that's,
I definitely agree.
Weird choice.
Like you said, it's just not real excited or have too much care in either of those shows. I'll watch them probably at some point, but it definitely won't be, I won't be excited for each episode. I probably won't even watch it till every single episode is out. Then maybe I'll tune in and watch them. But yeah, like you said, don't really care. But that's kind of how we close out 2023. So I don't know. Like you said, I thought that was kind of interesting. We get 2023. We have 3 movies total. We have 5 TV shows?
Yeah.
2 in summer, 2 in winter, and 1 to start the year in spring after Ant-Man. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
It's a lot of TV shows, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that Disney's funding all that.
Secret Wars is the only one that I'll probably be watching week to week. Other than that, the other ones, I'll wait till they're all out.
Yeah. I'd say Loki, I'd be week to week for me. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, but it probably won't mean anything for another 7 years. And then we'll go with 2024. Yeah, Loki, what was the point of that ending? It's been, a year since that came out? We might finally get something in the next 6 months of how it had an impact.
Maybe.
So.
Maybe. We might get something.
Real cliffhanger they left us on there. Then we start 2024 with Daredevil Born Again, 18-episode series. Obviously, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio coming back as their roles, which we've obviously already seen both of them a little bit. What are your guys' thoughts?
Okay, is it officially announced that is it PG-13?
No.
Or is there nothing out about it?
I know it is called Daredevil Born Again, and it is an 18
That's it? That's all they've
series.
announced? Yeah. I love Daredevil, and I think it's crazy that the fans got him to be able to come back, especially from being a Netflix contract and how companies act when it comes to those things. That is pretty wild. Now, we saw Daredevil and Spider-Man, and then that was really it. Nothing else to it. I don't know. 18 episodes is a lot. That is a lot. I don't know how you're going to keep that season going and each episode being worthwhile to watch without having a bunch of filler episodes in there. That just doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, you're not.
As well
That's
as
how I can answer that for you.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I'm worried about it more than anything. I'm glad he's back. I think he's a great Daredevil. I think it's cool to have the character back in the MCU. But I don't know how they're going to pull it off, especially with how the Netflix universe already had. Because they're saying they're just continuing the character, right? It's not like a fresh restart.
Correct.
So it's like how they'll hopefully they acknowledge what's happening. It's not just like, yeah, okay, new plot line, new storyline, and then all his like character development is gone, which is a huge chance it happens. So I don't know.
Yes, I thought it was weird because I just looked at it right now. All of like the last 3 seasons of that show were 13 episodes. This one's about to be 18. I don't know.
Yeah, I looked at that too. That's a lot.
Because most of those were about an hour or close to it at least, and I have 18 episodes. I don't think they're gonna be an hour. I think they're gonna be like maybe half hour, like a proper like show, like one that would air on TV, which would mean that each episode would be like around 30 minutes or so.
Which that wouldn't, I don't know. I don't even like that, to be honest.
I mean,
cool title though.
I don't know if it's been announced yet, but I think there's something that it's expected that both Karen and Foggy will be coming back, like those same actors.
Foggy did sign on.
Reprise those roles. So
yeah,
it does seem like they are just bringing everybody back and are just going to somehow pick up in a sense from season 3's ending in a way. Like maybe, we see post, the blip and everything like that. But it does seem like they are going to hopefully season 1 through 3 have an impact in a sense from Netflix to this, where you will see that character development. Like we're not just going to lose it all. But like you said, overall, I'm not completely, sold on this being a great thing. Because, who knows? I mean, I'm also one of those people. I didn't think Daredevil was amazing. I thought season 1 was solid, and I thought like the last 2 episodes of 3 were good. But I think season 2 and most of season 3 are atrocious, like worse than any Disney Plus thing they've done. Season 2 was so bad. I will forever say season 2 of Daredevil is one of the worst things MCU canon, I guess now. Is worse than any Disney Plus show. So I'm not. He was cool as Daredevil, so I'm excited about Charlie Cox coming back. But other than that, I don't have a ton of excitement for this. So,
anyways, moving on.
moving on.
Captain America:
Finally,
New World Order.
Finally, we get to see Sam Wilson back again.
Fire ass title too.
Yes, that is
title alone.
Fire. Everything about this, I'm excited for. I believe it will be a very good movie. I don't think that one will be one that's bad. I'm extremely excited for that one.
Same. I think it's going to be good. And also with like Thunderbolts coming right after that too, I think those two I think are going to be good. And I'm very excited to see Sam Wilson actually be able to appear, since there's a chance. I mean, in any of these movies or previous titles, I mean, we might not even see him tell that movie, which is wild for him to be the new Captain America. And low-key disrespectful, but yeah, it's kind of like, hey, and then they came out of nowhere with the title. Love it, but that's still a while away. May 2024, man.
I was gonna say, Blake, you said
like, what are y'all doing, Disney?
2 years away.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree, but still, I'm just excited that we actually know for sure we will see him again. But it most likely will be the next time we see him.
Yeah,
which is I don't see where else they could put him. I mean, maybe as like a end credit scene in Ant-Man, but other than that, none of the other ones you can really put him into.
Well, you think he could have a chance of talking when it comes to the new Wakanda film, like?
Oh yeah, maybe. But
like for sure, I see he easily could have something in there, but I don't think he is going to, because they have a lot they have to put out with dealing with the fact that there's going to be a new Black Panther. So it'd be hard to fit him in there, but it would make sense.
Maybe, because Daredevil's a low-level crime fighter. Maybe somehow Sam Wilson. I mean, he'll be in the New York area. Yeah, but so maybe Sam Wilson would have something.
But like Guardians, zero chance, because they didn't have any relationship with him.
Loki would make no sense.
I mean,
Agatha
would make no sense.
Even Thor had a relationship with them, and they weren't even there that much. So what's to say?
Ironheart,
Sam Wilson is
maybe.
I don't know.
She's supposed to have a cameo in Wakanda Forever. She was in.
She's not just a cameo. So. Yeah, she's a part of it. We see her in the trailer. So, Thunderbolts, okay. July 2024, which is the end of Phase 5. I mean, like you said, I'm excited for that. That'll be cool.
I think it's a solid way to end the phase.
Right. We don't know too much about it, obviously, yet, but I think it should be good.
It's interesting that they have it ending a phase. Like the movie
Thunderbolts,
it's ending that phase. I wonder.
I don't think it's as much of it's ending the phase as the Phase 6 starter is Fantastic Four coming November 2024. I think it's more of they want that to start a new phase, and Thunderbolts just happened to be the end of Phase 5. Like, I don't think it's like, think Wakanda Forever is ending Phase 4. Do we think it's going to have a massive impact on the future? Not really, because we know Ant-Man is going to have that impact on with Kang. So it's like, I think it's more of just Thunderbolts ends it. It's more of Fantastic Four starts the next phase.
Yeah, it's also kind of weird that like, we're going to get only really maybe 2 things that Kang will be kind of a part of, but most likely will be small parts. Like in Ant-Man, he's probably going to be a small part. Let's be real. It's going to happen, and he's going to be small.
Part.
You think so?
I do.
I mean, I hope so, but I feel like I'm going to get disappointed, and he'll be small. But like, okay, so we get Ant-Man, and then Loki, and then after that, what? Is he not going to make any impact until 2025 when it comes to the Avengers film? I mean... I don't know. No, that might be a little weird.
I feel like they have to at least put him in
hopefully
post-credit scenes or something.
I mean, they literally have the perfect blueprint when it came to Thanos. So it's like I hope they just realize, hey man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I mean, I definitely think he can have some impact in Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, but still, that's all the way in Phase 6, and it's at the end.
That is still
end of 2024. Yeah.
And then after that, they've announced Avengers Kang Dynasty, we talked about, obviously, 2025 of May, and then Avengers Secret War, November of 2025. So roughly 5-ish months apart.
Yeah. Which is pretty dope.
6 months apart.
Crazy.
That is pretty dope right there to announce. But 3 years, man. 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the first, Marvel films, it did take a while to get Thanos, but still, it was, I don't know.
It
feels
years.
weird having to wait again. You know what I mean? So,
well, yeah, but I mean, that's a part of it. Hopefully, like you said, hopefully we do see Kang in more of those, and he is built up to be, a bigger threat. But, I mean, if you think about it, it's not like Thanos was huge before Infinity War.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying it's weird to wait again, even though we did it the first time.
I mean, I guess, but that's why I'm like, so what if Kang only shows up in Ant-Man, Loki Season 2, and potentially Fantastic Four? Because, I mean, he didn't actually show up in much leading up to Infinity War, and then Infinity War is just his movie. So, we could get a similar thing of just touches of Kang, and then Kang Dynasty is a bigger Kang movie.
Where do you think Doctor Strange ties into all this?
He doesn't.
It's all about that's Wong, what that's why
supremacy over here.
And no Shang-Chi as well.
Not a fan of that. What are we doing?
None at all. What else in there that's potentially nothing?
Does have a bunch of like empty space. So from May 2024, we don't get anything until 2025.
Phase 6 for Shang-Chi.
That's crazy.
Also, his end credits still aren't adding up of what was supposed to be the meaning of that. Well, I guess maybe Thunderbolts could have a connection there. I don't know.
How about Eternals having zero impact?
That was the one I was trying to think of.
Coming out of the space, we had absolutely 3 or 4 movies, TV shows since then. Nothing.
That one could be Blade, maybe, right? Because it had the connection with what's his name.
Yeah.
But that's literally it.
But that's it. We're looking into 20. We have zero mention of them being taken by Arishem in 2023 and 2024.
Yeah, 2 big movies right there that were we thought was going to be changing things up. Oh, well, I mean, we got a reference in Thor, where they're just a part of orgies, so.
No, that's true. Good point.
Lit.
I mean, overall, I loved, they put out a lot of stuff, and I'm hyped for Wakanda Forever, which we can kind of close this out a little bit, talking about Wakanda Forever trailer. I'm so excited for that. I don't know. That's really all I can say. I think it'll definitely be an interesting movie. I've seen some people are a little upset that they're not going to recast T'Challa. They kind of think that would have been a better idea, which, like, after seeing some stuff, I kind of agree with them. But overall, I'm excited for it.
I think it was a tough scenario for Marvel to do because, I mean, that movie made so much money and had such a connection there. So it's like, yes, in the long term of things, yeah, definitely you're going to want... Because he was supposed to be, it seemed like, almost their headliner, the main guy, and obviously gone. And now it's kind of like, what do we do with the Wakandans?
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll find out. I definitely think the trailer and stuff I've seen made me more excited than I originally was for the movie.
Yeah, it has like a different, obviously because of what happened, but it has like a different tone to it. And the visuals of like them bringing in Namor looks dope. So
yeah,
it definitely gave me like, the cinematography was pretty cool. Very intrigued. Come November 11th. Yeah, November 11th. That's when we get that movie. And then what's the other thing that we have on here? Oh, She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk's coming in August.
Still no clue
trailer
what to
looked
feel
better.
about this.
Yeah.
That trailer they showed looked better. We saw at the end Daredevil is going to show up. Probably as just a quick cameo, but in his, more iconic older suit. But after that most recent trailer, I'm a little bit more interested in it, for sure.
Yeah. It's kind of just there, to be honest.
It got better. But, the bar was
also just realizing
low,
we forgot the Marvels.
Oh,
it's not on our list. It's not talk about the Marvels.
Oh,
it
comes out a year from now.
Don't remember when.
I think.
But
July 20.
That one should be interesting.
That one will be connected with Secret Wars, right? At least we think so.
It should. Because
I'm
that
excited
still
about that.
scrolls
I
and
like, after watching Miss Marvel, honestly, I am more excited about Captain Marvel and like her storyline and what's going on. So I think that show helped out a lot. And that's even coming from me that just didn't like Captain Marvel. And now I'm very much interested. And I like the turnaround.
I agree.
Plus, her suit looks awesome. And, bro, she looks like she could fucking dominate.
Yeah. Especially when we're supposed to have 3 Marvels. I guess Monica Rambeau is also supposed to be a part of that movie as well. So
that's
yeah,
right.
Here's how that all
She is.
works.
Monica Rambeau, and Carol Danvers.
I hope it doesn't take too much spotlight away from Captain Marvel, because really, I mean, you know, she's like a main character, and she only has really one movie. So
Right, but you know, her first movie wasn't well received, and they renamed it from Captain Marvel 2 to the Marvels. So that's telling me that it might.
I mean, it was
be
always
more
the
like a
Marvels.
3. No, it wasn't. I don't think it was. I think
It
it was Captain Marvel 2 for a while until
I
they
don't-
like.
I
officially
honestly,
named
I
it.
always remember it being called the Marvels. Ever since Monica was introduced in WandaVision, I always remembered it being that the next time we'll see her will be the Marvels, which was
It could
a
be.
year and a half ago at this point now.
I just want to know how like
Yeah,
those
that's
characters
crazy.
blend, though, when it comes to like Miss Marvel and then Monica, and then obviously Carol Danvers. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, it'll be
I'm
interesting
excited for
because
that.
you'll have 2 people with different thoughts on Carol, because it's very clear, obviously, Miss Marvel, Kamala, is a huge fan, and everything we saw in WandaVision, Monica does not like Captain Marvel at all. So it'll be interesting to see those 2 people, you know, one who idolizes her and one who potentially has some
Beef.
bad feelings or, you know,
Yeah.
beef with her because she potentially had a part of her mom dying. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I know overall, I thought Comic-Con was great for Marvel. Way better than DC. Congratulations. You showed us 1 trailer, maybe 2 if you want to
2?
consider it.
Like 2.
You did good. You did good, DC. Hang in there,
Hey, they're
champ.
trying.
1 year.
They're trying.
It'll be the year of DC 1 year.
One day.
They
Turns
will
out it
be.
was not this year,
1 year.
as they thought it would be. But yeah, I'm actually a little hyped for Marvel finally. MCU looks like it has some good direction, but that's my closing thoughts.
Oh, we forgot to mention. They finally announced the director for the Kang Dynasty. The director of Shang-Chi.
I wouldn't say they finally announced it. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
we're announcing the director of a movie that's coming out in 2 years. So
That is true.
either
I
way,
mean,
like you said,
I mean, a movie
hype.
coming out in 2 years, though. I mean, I think that's worth a finally.
that means they're probably going
Yeah.
in like pre-production within next year.
Yeah.
Because usually they go in pre-production a year before the film's set to release.
I think that's a solid choice.
So
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I think Shang-Chi was one of the few that I haven't seen people hate on the CGI in it and stuff like that. And I think it has the absolute best hand-to-hand cinematography, choreography that we've had in the MCU.
direction.
So,
Yeah.
It was
I'm
good
hyped.
pacing, good story as well.
So, like you said, great choice. Excited for that.
Yeah, that's really about it. Just, hey, nice rebound, Marvel, after Thor.
Yes. Very much needed.
There is no rebound after that movie. It's only hoping people forget. I think that's going to wrap up this episode, though. Leave a like, write in the comments down below if there's any, movies, TV shows, anything coming out in the MCU's future here with Phase 4 coming to an end, and then Phase 5, and then some idea of Phase 6 stuff. Write in the comments down below your guys' thoughts on that. Be sure to follow along in our social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Apple Podcast. That drops the same time that these videos drop on YouTube. And be on the lookout for our next video. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Bye.